So we've got a new face, but don't worry, it's the same great place, and we hope that you enjoy.
What's up guys, my name is Evan. Welcome to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we're going to go over Scottie Pippen sneaker history. Stay tuned because Chris will come by and give his opinion on some of the more iconic models. You'll find links in the description box to most of the sneakers that we go over today in case you want to pick up a pair. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Pippen entered the NBA in 1987 as the 5th pick of that year's draft. Pippen joined a nurturing Chicago Bulls roster that already featured Michael Jordan and gentle giant Charles Oakley. Now most people associate Pippen to Nikes, but Pippen actually wore Avias from 87 to 91. At the time, Avia was a big player in the NBA and had a solid roster of NBA stars that included short enthusiasts, John Stockton and Clyde Drexler. Pippen wore several Avia models, but the most iconic were the Avia 855s. Personally, I think these look really cool, and I wouldn't mind if they brought them back like the New Balance 550s. In 1991, Pippen switched over to Nike. At this point in his career, he was undoubtedly one of the best players on the Bulls roster. He was an all-star, he was named to the NBA All-Defensive Team twice, and he survived 4 whole years playing with Michael Jordan. Pippen's go-to shoe in the 1991 season was the Nike Air Flight Lite. The Flight Lite's actually retroed this year, and WearTesters has done a couple of videos on those if you want to check them out. Between 1992 and 1996, Pippen actually wore a variety of different Nike models. There were the Air Flight 2s, which he wore with the Dream Team, the Nike Huaraches, which he wore during the 1992 All-Star Game, and famously the Air Maestros and the Air Maestros 2. But from this whole period, there's a couple of standouts. First off, one of Pippen's favorite shoes, the Nike Air Swift. Pippen wore the Nike Air Swift during the Bulls playoff run the first time Michael Jordan retired. You'd love them too if you did this to Patrick Ewing in them.
Myers for Pippen. Oh, a faithful Scottie Pippen in the face of Patrick Ewing, who did not appreciate it.
Then there was the Nike Air More Up Tempo, which as we all know was actually the signature shoe of a one George of the Jungle. But sadly, Jungle's career was cut short after he ran into a tree. We've covered the Nike Air More Up Tempo extensively on this channel. If you want to see Chris's full review, check it out over here. Two other iconic non-signature Pippins were the Nike Air Up and the Nike Air Way Up. The Nike Air Up was actually a very popular shoe at the time. They came in a bunch of different colorways, they came in a high, they came in a mid, and actually several different players got PEs of the same shoe. The most famous PE of the Nike Air Up was probably the one that Penny Hardaway got, but Reggie Miller and John Stockton also got PEs of the same shoe. The Nike Air Way Up was also a very popular shoe, and it was actually a takedown model of the Penny 1. Now, I think they're really cool, but I've never really had a pair. So, Chris, what do you think?
So much like you, I actually never had a pair of the Nike Air Way Ups, but they were a very cool model to me. However, every model back then with a swoosh on it was pretty much something that I was infatuated with. So you can take that with a grain of salt. However, we did see their first retro release back in 2013. I almost grabbed a pair because they were available at the outlets, but I passed on them anyways. Not sure why, it just maybe wasn't the right time, the right place. I could have been broke, who knows? But overall, I really do like the model. I mean, you can't really go wrong with anything that the majority of the NBA athletes at the time wore, and this is definitely one of those shoes.
During the 1996-1997 season, Pippen would finally get his own signature shoe. Nike would put out a total of 6 signature Pippen shoes, 5 of which Pippen would actually play in the NBA. The famous Nike designer Eric Avar actually intended that Pippen's first signature shoe would be the Foamposite 1. But during a meeting with Penny Hardaway, the shoe actually caught his eye and it became an unofficial signature of his. During his time with the Bulls, Pippen got the Pippen 1s and the Pippen 2s. Both became instant classics. Both were great on-court performers and both were designed by Aaron Cooper. Aaron Cooper is the mind behind other great Nike models like the Nike Zoom Generation and the Nike Zoom Ultra Flight. The Pippen 1 was actually part of Nike's Up-Tempo series and it was a wildly popular model at the time, actually outselling that year's Jordan, the Jordan 12. Hopefully Michael didn't take that personally. Fun fact about the Pippen 1, Pippen actually got 2 versions of the shoe. One with a full-length visible up-tempo airbag and one with Zoom Air with no visible air. The Zoom Air version unfortunately never released to the public. The Air Pippen 2 would arrive the next year and would build upon the popularity of the Air Pippen 1. A sleeker, more elegant model, the Air Pippen 2 would arrive in 3 original colorways, a white and royal, a white and red, and a playoff black and white colorway. Aaron Cooper was going for the biggest performance punch in the sleekest, most simple package possible, a concept that would bleed over into the Pippen 3 and the Pippen 4. Another source of inspiration for the Air Pippen 2 was the 1951 Mercury Coupe, a car Aaron Cooper admired for its sleek design. The shoe featured full-length herringbone traction, zoom air in the heel and forefoot, and a premium leather upper. As for the shoe's lockdown, the Air Pippin 2 featured an interior neoprene booty, traditional exterior lacing, and interior lacing. Even by today's standards, the shoe is very durable and an excellent on-court performer. After that '98 season and winning his 6th ring with the Bulls, Pippen was traded to the Houston Rockets. He would join Hakeem Olajuwon and Charles Barkley in an effort to get Chuck a ring before he retired. But that wouldn't happen.
No stairway. Denied.
That year, Pippen would wear the Air Pippin 3, one of the blandest shoes in his signature line, but one of the best performers. The Air Pippin 3 would originally release in 3 colorways, a white and navy version, a black, white, and red version, and a blackout version. The Air Pippin 3 featured a premium leather upper, a neoprene interior booty, 4-foot zoom air, a Phylon midsole, and full-length herringbone traction. After just 1 season with the Houston Rockets, Scottie Pippen would be shipped off to the Portland Trail Blazers, where he would get 2 more signature shoes. The Pippen 4s obviously followed the concepts of the previous 2 models, while the Pippen 5s were just wacky. The Air Pippin 4 featured a synthetic lightweight upper, a TPU foot frame, a carbon fiber shank, 4-foot zoom air, and a max air unit in the heel.
It's fantastic.
Similar to the Pippen 1, Scottie would get 2 versions of the Air Pippin 4, one with max air in the heel and one with zoom air in the heel. The zoom air version never released to the public. The Air Pippin 5 was part of Nike's Alpha project and part of their Morph series, the famous shoe within a shoe concept, the turducken of the sneaker world. Apparently they were also bricks on court, right Chris?
Now this is another one that I've never owned personally. However, we did recently pick up a pair of Nike Zoom GP3s, which are actually part of the Alpha project and part of the Morph series. So it's essentially the same shoe with just a different outer layer, a different outer skin. And yes, they're fucking bricks.
The Air Pippin 5 would be the last signature shoe that Pippen would wear as a professional NBA player. Nike would release the Air Pippin 6 in 2015, but Scottie was retired at that point. Nike did something similar for Penny Hardaway with the Penny 5s and the Penny 6s, and with Charles Barkley with the Chuck Posits. Pippen would actually wear the Air Pippin 6 on court during the 2015 All-Star Weekend when he participated in the shooting challenge. Of course, everyone's favorite Air Pippin 6 moment was its star appearance on ABC's Fresh Off the Boat.
Who wants a free pair of Airs?
Air Jordans?
No, man. I got something even better. Air Pippins.
Andrew wants those. What? I do not!
Well, that pretty much does it for this sneaker history video. Please let us know in the comments what sneaker history video you'd like to see next. Remember to like and subscribe, and until next time, be good.